What is that? Oh, I thought you was getting seasonings. You about to be slurping? Go ahead and drink all the juice. Why did you dress up like that?
It just feels comfortable on my hips. I don't know. Nah. Maybe I can get you one. Do you want one? And you're recording. Hi, guys. Did you already set that?
Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, hold on. Move. Nah. Look at that. Look at that. You see it? Right there. Oh, right there. You see it?
That's what that mouth do.
She know. Y'all not kids. Yes, some of y'all kids, but y'all be doing. Let's get off that topic. Sup?
So.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Shoot.
I already. Shit. I already said it. Okay.
This man was not prepared. Oh, I ain't like that.
I ain't do that. Hold on. Hold on.
When I was 17, I'm looking to buy my first car. I was on Craigslist every single day. I wasn't looking for...
God damn. So he was clucking himself. What?
I don't know.
You do that too? I thought I was the only one.
No.
Huh. Is it good? Yeah. What I was going to say, I don't know why.
Well, that made me want to go to the movie theater.
Oh, yeah?
I don't even freaking... I'm not y'all know how I feel about movies.
No, okay, that's what I'm going to say. He's been on Craigslist. Why does that say $0? But the next one says...
I think the $0 means the price is negotiable.
Listen. I was going to say, what was I going to say? What? Oh, he's been on Craigslist every day. So, he's been clucking himself up every day. Oh, I want to see something.
Baby, what? I know what you're finna do.
What?
Weird.
What? What? What am I about to do?
Good.
What am I about to do? Since you know me.
Good.
Since you know me, what am I about to do?
Go ahead, dip the popcorn in
Yeah, I'll come dip it. Hold on. Look at the way that looks. Oh.
Yeah,
that was disgusting.
I knew it would be.
Fancy, just a beater car that could get me from point A to point B.
Right.
My budget was $3,000 at most, so the cars I was looking at were no newer than 03, 04. I found an ad one day for a 2002 two-door Honda Accord. It was listed for $2,000, and the mileage was under 80,000, so right away I knew I wanted to check it out. The person who posted the ad lived a few towns over from us, a 20-minute drive on the highway. I convinced my mom to drive me out there to view the car after conversing with the guy over the phone. Originally, I texted him asking for details, but he ended up calling me. He sounded basically normal over the phone, actually rather polite. He answered some questions I had about the car and whatnot.
Basically normal. Not normal.
Basically normal.
He clicked himself up.
He sounded what? Basically normal. Glad.
He asked for my name and I told him Dan. He said, Dan, what a great name. That's my name too. I laughed because it was the polite thing to do, but I just found it to be such an odd comment. Like everything about it, it almost sounded like he forgot his name was Dan because of the pause between what a great name and that's my name. It just sounded sketchy. Nevertheless, everything else about the call went fine. So the next day, my mom drove me to the address the guy gave me. Getting off the highway and onto the streets. Right away
I hate them people that be in the movie theater eating their chips slow as hell.
No, that'd be me. Because I needed to last through the whole movie. I hate the fact that I finished. It was a lot.
You might say no.
You got all of that, baby.
You just want to say something? You know, train of thought. Oh.
Yeah, no. Because I needed to last through at least till dang near the end of the movie. Like the last 30, 45 minutes.
Half my shit be gone.
After the end of the previews?
Yeah. Or right when the movie starts.
Right.
When I was watching Endgame, I wasn't eating nothing. My eyes were glued to the screen. There's just some things you guys pay attention to.
This was a trashy-looking neighborhood. Bars on windows, graffiti under bridges. I was hoping the guy's place wouldn't seem equally sketchy, but as we pulled up, it was. It wasn't a standard property like the rest in the area. The entrance to the property was between two houses. It wasn't a driveway, just some low-key road that led into an inlet with two more houses. Every house was cramped between other houses and buildings. But there I saw it, the Honda Accord, which was in, I guess, what you'd call the driveway for this house. My mom and I stepped up to the front door and rang the bell. We didn't know if it rang or not because we couldn't hear anything, so I knocked. One of the windows opened out of nowhere, and a man's voice said, "Come inside, the door's unlocked."
He might as well say, "Come inside. I want you inside."
What?
Yeah.
What?
No condom necessary.
Ew.
You
What?
know.
What?
Yeah.
Baby, shut up.
Deep inside. Come on. All the way.
Yeah, that's how you feeling today?
I'm saying. Ew. I mean, not ill, but like.
You just did the same thing.
No, but your reaction wasn't like, do it.
That's like the first time. And then I smacked my, I was like this.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
What?
I went to open the door, and my mom stopped me and whispered, "Are you sure you want to go in there?" I said, "Yeah." I let ourselves in, expecting to be greeted by Dan. The inside of this place was kind of dark. Not a lot of natural light came in through the minimal windows. "Hello?" I said. "Yeah, over here," a voice called.
Wow.
It was a deeper voice than I heard on the phone. "Dan?" I asked. "Yeah," he said. I began walking through the little kitchen, closer to his voice. My mom grabbed my shoulder and stopped me. She whispered in my ear, "We're leaving." The man's voice now came from beyond this door at the end of the kitchen. He called up, "Down here, we could do the transaction here." My mom and I left the house in a hurry. As we were hurrying to my car, a lady at the next building over called to us. She came hurrying down from her front porch, warning us not to go in there. Then she asked why we were there, and we explained that I came to buy a car, but that he was calling us into his basement. The woman said that she's been concerned about that man living next door for months, that she thinks he's up to no good, and that he constantly has random cars pull up in the driveway in the middle of the night. We asked if his name was Dan. She said she wasn't sure, but that she vaguely remembered the guy introducing himself as Mike. She told us to just get far away from the house immediately, and so we did. It's disturbing to know my mom and I may have been murdered in that basement if we went down there. Like, how could we do a transaction before even viewing the car or agreeing on anything? Better question why in the basement. The whole thing screams trap. I don't know what else he could have wanted to do to us, more specifically me, in that basement.
I hope you had a pack of condoms.
What? Shut up.
This actually happened to my best friend, Chris. His family had just bought...
Chris, shouts out to you, man. If you ever come across this video, you know who you are, man. We work with him. No, it's not like his name.
TV, and they were thinking of just throwing their old one away. Chris's older brother John suggested to their dad Rick that they could sell the old TV on Craigslist to make some easy cash. Since the family never used Craigslist, John said he could set up the ad for him, since John's girlfriend used Craigslist before. So John put up an image of the TV with the description, used 55-inch Samsung 4K TV for $200.
Wow.
He also put Rick's phone number, so if anyone was interested, they could just call or text him. A week later, Rick got a call from a guy who introduced himself as Toby, and he said he was interested in the TV and wanted to know if he could come by the house at 10 o'clock that same night to pick it up.
Toby?
Toby.
Nah. Toby is a cluck name. You know? I have a list.
Baby, don't. What if you have fans named Toby? It's short for Tobias.
Or a demonic creature. You gotta watch Paranormal Activity 3. But I have, in my head, I have yet to get a board. But in my head, I have a male's. You know why I'm laughing?
Oh.
I don't know why that's so funny.
You just bust out laughing. Okay, now you're faking.
No. So I have like in my head a male's cluck names list and a female's cluck names list.
And what's a clutch female name?
It's not for Russia.
Oh, okay.
Talking about.
Nah, because you can mess it up.
No, I mean, you know what I mean? If we ever come across, video. Wow, what is so cold? Oh.
Not already. Ew, baby, what?
Why do you eat popcorn like that?
How is this one? No.
Now you're about to switch it up for this whole video.
Rick said sure, and he sent Toby his address. Later that night, while Rick, Chris, and John waited outside the house for Toby to come so they could help him load the TV into his car, Rick got a call from Toby, and he said he wouldn't be able to make it to the house because he was almost out of gas, so he and Rick agreed to meet in the parking lot of a Circle K. After Rick got off the phone, him, Chris, and John loaded the TV in the back of Rick's pickup truck, and they took off to the Circle K where Toby said he was at, which was 15 miles away from the house. When they got there, they pulled up in a parking space next to the gas pumps, where Toby was filling up his car, a black Nissan Altima. A few minutes later, a tall, heavy-set bald guy with a goatee walked over to Rick's truck and said he was Toby. He told Rick that since the TV was big, it would most likely not be able to fit in his car, so he suggested that they could just follow him back to his house, and Rick agreed with him. After a few minutes of driving on the main highway, they got onto a back road, which looked sketchy because it was nothing but trees on either side of the road, and it was filled with potholes. Toby texted Rick and said his house was at the end of the road. When they got to the end, the place that was supposedly Toby's house didn't even look like a house at all. It looked more like a tall, abandoned building. When they got out of the truck, Toby told them to untie the TV from the back so they could start unloading it. After they untied the TV, they turned around and saw 3 large men emerge from the back of the car, and they all pulled out guns.
I'll be back, man. Keep playing the video.
I can't. We in this together. Get some water. Please. Thank you, baby.
You burnt the popcorn a little bit.
Just a little bit. Can anybody drink a drink like this? Hold on. I mean, I can finish the whole thing just like that, but
Why didn't you?
because
Exactly.
what do you mean?
I don't know.
Then most people drinking like this. Oh shit! Or like. See what I'm saying?
Toby. They threatened to kill them if they didn't give them all they had on them. Rick, Chris, and John didn't hesitate, so they all gave the guys their wallets and phones, and they obviously took the TV too. After taking everything they had, the guys got back in the car and drove away. When Rick, Chris, and John got home, Chris and John told their mom everything that went down, and Rick called the cops and told them the whole story, and even gave them the license plate number for the car since he memorized it. To this day, Chris's family never heard of any arrest being made. That was the one and only time the family ever used Craigslist.
Oh yeah. Should have never used it in the club in the first place.
First of all, even if you were gonna use Craigslist, no, baby, if you wanted one, all you had to do was say that.
If you wanted Craigslist, what?
Even if you was gonna go on Craigslist, he should have known that something wasn't gonna fit his car. He should have said, hey, meet me at Walmart at 2 p.m. or mail it to me or bring it to my actual, like, he would have given you an address to drop it off at. Or you could have said, hey, is it gonna fit in your car? This is what we're gonna do. No, what you did, silly, was you followed a stranger, a big, burly man in the dark to some strange place that you had never been at night, and you were a minor. That was so smart. Like, you used Craigslist. You had an appointment at night. You went to a Special K to make a drop-off. And then you followed these strangers somewhere that you never knew. Like, what? You needed $200 that bad? You couldn't sell it to somebody legit? So now, you just wasted your gas. You got your money and your wallet and your debit card stolen. And now you don't have no money and the TV is gone too. How you feel?
Pretty damn bad.
Okay, you play it again.
You sure? Are you doing?
I'm done.
You sure?
Yeah, I was just fucking with you.
Nah.
Back in 2012, when Craigslist was more popular, I'd say, my house was broken into and robbed. A bunch of things were stolen, like 2 TVs, my Xbox 360, all of my video games, my hockey skates, and whatever stray cash I had laying around. I had the police come investigate the house, but nothing that would help track the perpetrator, including fingerprints, was found. I gave them a list of everything that was stolen, but the cops in my county usually suck, and they didn't help at all. Now I had to replace everything that was stolen. Believe it or not, the most costly thing to replace would be the video game collection. But I was starting with the replacement TVs. I went to Craigslist. And
You alright? You good? How you doing, man?
Couldn't help it, baby. You were so interested. I just had to. Okay, it's going.
You sure?
There's no more juice, baby. I promise.
No, because you got some water.
Baby, come on. Baby, I'm done. I was really just trying to mess with you. I'm done. I promise. Come on, honey. Cause
Any other reaction you could have did, it was just fine.
I didn't want to.
But Mr. Nightmare is just one of them. Is nah. You don't nah.
Heard. I'm sorry. You want
Not got running back. Nah.
Baby, no, come on, baby, come
No,
on. We
no.
halfway through the video.
list of everything that was stolen, but the cops in my county usually suck, and they didn't help at all. Now I had to replace everything that was stolen. Believe it or not, the most costly thing to replace would be the video game collection. But I was starting with the replacement TVs. I went to Craigslist, and there was an ad that was posted earlier that day for a 40-inch Panasonic TV for a low price. Panasonic was the brand I had, so I contacted the seller and drove to his house that night.
Wow.
He let me into his disgusting home. It reeked, and the stains in the carpets and general messiness of the place didn't help.
The police department sucked. His apartment was disgusting. It reeked. This man, his adjectives.
He brought me to this back room where the TV was. I examined it, and it was the exact TV that I had in my living room that was stolen. Then I started to look around the room, and I noticed another smaller TV that was tucked in the corner of the room, as well as an Xbox. The smaller TV looked exactly like my other TV that was stolen. I went to pick up the Xbox and checked the bottom of it for the specific long scratch in the case that mine had. And there it was.
Wow.
That was my Xbox. That was all of my shit. I looked at the guy, who had a confused look on his face, and I said, "Dude, you're the piece of shit that stole my stuff." His expression changed.
You know, I would not be confronting him in his own house.
Me neither.
You don't know nothing. You don't know what he had in his house. You don't know nothing about him at all.
Yeah, that's pretty brave. That's pretty.
And the chances that you have on Adidas.
Pretty impulsive. And since his apartment was disgusting,
Pretty slim tonight.
you know, you might trip over something trying to run out when he tries to shoot you. But let's just see what happens, baby.
All right, babe.
Played dumb and had an angry tone now. He told me to get out of his house and lifted his shirt, exposing his gun holster. I live in Texas, so he likely had a license to carry. I left the house and called the cops. They arrived to the scene, but the man wouldn't let them in. He insisted they get a warrant and claimed that I was harassing him. I told the cops about my police report and the robbery and everything. They said they wouldn't be able to get a search warrant until the next day. I regretted not getting pictures while inside the room, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the moment.
Obviously.
I was furious and I didn't know what to do. But that night, while I was getting ready for bed and doing research about search warrants, lawyers, and different possible outcomes to this situation, I heard a window break downstairs. Immediately, I knew it was him. Following my instincts, I climbed out of my window and down to the small ledge under my window. From there, I jumped to the ground and ran to my neighbor's house. My neighbor let me in while I called the police. They arrived within 10 minutes. I handed the police my spare house key I had hidden on the side of the house, and they investigated the house again, guns drawn this time, and inside they found him, hidden under my bed. If that's not terrifying, I don't know what is. When I said earlier that cops usually suck, yeah, this was the one time I actually loved cops here. And yes, it was the man who posted the Craigslist ad. He actually broke into my house to kill me that night, as he had his gun on him, and why else would he be hiding under my bed? That doesn't sit well with me, even to this day. He was found guilty of breaking and entering with intent to commit murder beyond a reasonable doubt, and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Even still, I moved to a new town and changed my number. I tried to strip any possible trail that could lead that man to me when he gets out. And I'm sure he's out by now for alleged good behavior. That's the part that scares me the most. All of this, over less than $1,000 worth of items. It actually makes me sick. I think Craigslist is one of the most dangerous places on the internet you could go.
That and the dark web. I will never do that. I will never go in there. Oh shit, that's another one. Okay, here we go.
I once answered an ad posted on Craigslist for a free mini fridge under the free stuff section. I was setting up what people would call a man cave in my basement, and I needed a mini fridge for under the bar to store beers and other drinks inside. I checked the address on maps, and the house was apparently waterfront, sitting over a tall cliff overlooking a huge lake. The person who was texting me said his name was John, but that he wouldn't be in the house, just his elderly mother. He told me when I got there I'd have to let myself in and go to the far right bedroom from the foyer, as his mom is hard at hearing and she's very slow. I thought for a second, what if instead of me answering this ad, it were a bad person and they totally took advantage of the situation? It sounded almost too easy to rob this old woman's house. Well, I coordinated a time with John to go to his mother's house, around sunset, and I gotta say, as I pulled up to the long dirt path to the property, seeing that big house sitting at the top of the hill with the sun setting in the background over the cliff, it was beautiful. Before going into that house, I admired the view of the lake below for a couple minutes. Then I texted John that I was there. He repeated his instructions to just let myself in and go to the room to the far right, as his mom would be waiting in the bedroom. He reminded me she's very old and I'd have to do all the lifting myself. I said that's fine. I entered the house through the front door, which was left ajar. Right away, I was hit with the smell of cotton. It reminded me of the smell of my grandma's house. I followed his directions and went to the door on the far right, which led me to a narrow hall. The house seemed rather large from first impressions. As I went down this hall, the smell of cotton suddenly shifted to this horrible smell.
Oh.
Literally, it smelled like death, like a rotting animal.
Bet you $5 there's something dead in there.
Maybe grandma?
Grandma?
Oh, like a corn kind of kernel.
Right.
It's stuck in my gum.
I entered the doorway at the end of this hall, and the smell in that room was unbearable. That's because of the dead, rotting corpse on the bed.
Sure.
It was the rotting corpse of an older woman. It looked as though she'd been dead for a week or two.
God damn.
I wanted to throw up. I suddenly heard a loud, maniacal laughing from upstairs, accompanied with stomping in place. It seemed someone was in a room directly on top of me, simply stomping their feet to scare me, and it worked. I ran out of the house to my car, looked at the house one more time, and saw a man at one of the upstairs windows. Then I realized there was another person standing at one of the downstairs windows, both of them wearing face masks, like the same kind of mask you'd wear now for the coronavirus. My phone started blowing up with texts all of a sudden, all of them in capital letters. The first text said, "Ha ha ha," followed by, "We see you, look at the windows," and a bunch of emojis. The last text I got from him said, "Come back inside, you forgot your fridge." I drove off the property, and while on my way home, I called the police and reported the dead body in the house. After they investigated the house and apparently confiscated the dead body, which had no signs of any stab wounds or bullet holes, police arrived to my house for questioning. I showed them the whole conversation and gave them the phone number, which I warned them was probably a fake number, and I was right. But an officer named Boris told me they'd still be able to trace the number even if it was through some kind of fake number app. So, a week later, I was curious about the status of the case. So I called the police station, but the woman who picked up the phone didn't know any information. That or she didn't care enough to look for me, because in general she was just kind of rude. I never read about or saw anything on the news about an arrest being made regarding this. So to this day, I don't know if the people in that house were caught, or if they were even responsible for that woman's death.
I keep saying this, they should just shut Craigslist down. There's other sites where you can get deals and stuff.
People don't use Craigslist anymore.
Obviously.
They use other things like Let Go.
People still use eBay?
I think so. Babe, what?
I got an itch. It's a guy thing.
Everybody itches. It's just the way that you leaned back and started scratching.
Heard. I didn't want to hit nothing vital.
Her, babe.
Or like my kidneys or something.
What?
What? So, would you ever use Craigslist?
No.
Have you?
No.
Thank you.
Because y'all know Marcus tried to say I had the cluck gene back in the day. Oh, geez, no. Y'all remember when he tried to say I had the cluck gene? A couple of y'all have said I have the cluck gene, but it's okay.
I mean, it's subtle, but like that time you wanted to get the Ouija board? Were you dead ass? Yes, you was. Cluck gene.
But look at you anyway.
Yeah, but you still didn't get it, so look at you anyway.
I didn't get it because it was expensive.
Nah.
Oh, yeah?
We would have been clucked. But, yeah, I have no intentions on ever using Craigslist for some of these reasons, to be exact. Like, that's crazy. And then, like, it's not just Craigslist. Like, there's a whole bunch of, like, other different websites that lure people of all ages to get clucked up. And speaking about that, baby, when I went to work, Amber Alerts out the ass.
More?
Yes, it was like 8.
I think when there's a sighting, like, say if you're driving, right, and you see the girl that, because I saw on Facebook, I saw the girl that was kidnapped. Say if you see her, or you see her like in a car, you will call 911 and they put out another Amber Alert for that particular area to look out for this, that, and third. Like, they like, what she
They got her?
I don't know. I didn't get any. I mean, I was.
I
sleeping
thought as
about
many
it.
times as I heard that Amber Alert go off, I thought it was like
Multiple.
yeah. I think at that point, I think they would have just like SWAT team everybody out. Whew. All right, baby.
Oh,
I didn't know you was. Okay, hold on, baby. There's probably some people out there coupled up, booed up. Yeah, we in the same family. But yeah, next time there's a reaction to Mr. Nightmare, I don't know if you're gonna be in it, baby.
I made you mad, baby.
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying. All right, baby. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's some fans, some viewers out there be like, oh my God.
Some of them slick don't like me, but it's okay.
Huh?
Some of them slick don't like me.
Slick? Or just don't?
I said slick just to be friendly.
Nah.
It's okay, you guys. I'm not going for it. Baby, come on. Hey.
Hey. Okay. Keep it cool. Keep it classy. Love you. Stay happy.
What? Baby?
Borasha?
Who?
Oh. Borasha?
Who?
Borasha.
Nah, baby.
You think that's a real name?
I don't know.
Okay, now we're just talking.